Yeah, Tufty and Jones are in playing on the third line with Poitras.
Who does that take out?
Geeky and Brazo.
And in nets?
In nets, I'm not going to say right now.
Monty, is getting started in this building any different than playing against other teams in other buildings just because it's the Avs and the altitude here?
A little bit. The altitude, you got to be prepared. That's why we're an optional skate. There's sports science into the things we do. And I encourage most guys not to go on the ice this morning because we've been on the ice. We haven't had a day off since we started. And then, tonight you got to have short shifts because, you don't want to extend yourself and then all of a sudden, you can't find your lungs.
How helpful was it to get some of that feedback from the guys in sports science so you can take advantage?
Well, it's very helpful. I consult with them daily, every time, about how long they think practice should be, and I take that into consideration. Sometimes I go 5 minutes longer, sometimes I'll go 5 minutes less. It's in the battle level of how hard we want to push them, so that lactic acid versus, aerobic versus anaerobic conditioning, all those things come into factor, and I think it helps us prepare to give our players the best chance to be at their best at night in games.
Mason Lohrei had that giveaway behind the net, and then he came back and scored a nice goal. How critical is it for a kid that young to be able to just erase a mistake and move on to the next shift without carrying it over?
It's in any player's development, you have to see that where they have a short memory and they move on. I feel that's something that Mason has had since, I think he started playing hockey, because I think he's just a player that has a lot of self-confidence, and that's why he makes a lot of plays like he does for us.
And do you have to say something along the lines to help him with that, or is that kind of an instinctive thing?
After that goal against you, I can't repeat what I said.
What do you remember about coaching Logan O'Connor at DU, and what put him on your guys' radar?
Well, my assistants at Denver had recognized him in Sioux Falls in the USHL. I went and watched him play in Des Moines. I was just really impressed with his tenacity and skating and his relentlessness on pucks. And it's something that if, when players watch the teams I've coached or people watch teams I've coached, relentless is a word that I like described when people are watching. That's the identity of our team, and he's a great identity player. And I think just his work ethic, the kind of person he is, the family he comes from, and what he's done in every level. He's won a championship in juniors, in college, and now in the NHL. And to see him get rewarded with that contract that he did speaks volumes about him and his work ethic and the kind of person he is.
Getting back to tonight's lineup changes, what are you hoping to see from Max Jones and Riley?
I want to see speed. I want to see tenacity. I want to see relentlessness. Just like, I was just talking about, like, if you're going to have an impact and develop yourself into a role, you got to have an impact on the ice. Just being in the right position, not making things happen, doesn't cut it.
Monty, when it comes to your five-man units, when Makar and McKinnon are on the ice, what do they have to be aware of?
That they're out there. That's the number one thing. If you're aware, you should play north. If you're aware, you shouldn't turn pucks back into your own zone, and you should try and hold on to pucks in the offensive zone.